would.
Just go with it.
Just for shock and display, they barbecued her May night after filling his head with quality play. Everything's gone gay and lame.
I can't believe you sent me that racist thumb.
Dragons used to roar, now they're just a flicker of flame. Demons are sent for wrestling, caught in a dreamer's game. 5 episodes of bad dreams, everything's not the same. Damon used to fight for honor, now they're lost in the scene. Promises of power, now just a broken dream. It's now soap opera scheme. I wish I could forget. Rangers here's an abuse story, and now is wet. Everything's gone gay and lame. Oh, what a shame. Dragons used to roar, now they're just a flicker of flame. Demons are sent for wrestling, caught in a dreamer's game. 5 episodes of bad dreams, everything's not the same.
All right, that ended quickly, but that was fun. My new opening to just, the people that will not like this, just get them out of here already. All right.
That has Grant written all over it.
I just found it, and it was definitely him.
Oh, really?
I was like, it was on my there. I'm like, what is this song? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going with this. Thank you, Sir Grant. Speaking about Sir Grant, welcome him to the show. How are you, Grant?
Doing good, buddy. Happy to be here. And it turns out that the source that I had for stuff turns out to be right, and which is annoying because I found out some kind of lame stuff about the next episode. So
well, let's go over in a minute what they were right about this episode, but let's introduce everybody else. First, I'm Scott, Spork News Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. We're live on Rumble, we're live on YouTube and X. So follow us all those places. We will go with Mason because Mason usually can't stay too long on Monday night. So Mason, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So far, I'm liking the season, but there's been some hiccups. But I really like this episode. It's really good.
I can agree with you on that. There was a lot of weird filler in this episode for some great CGI dragons and stuff. So I'll give you that. But guys, make sure you check out Mason. We're trying to get him over 100 subscribers, and it really sucks he's not there yet. Because
Thank you for shouting me out, by the way. I appreciate that.
Oh, don't worry about it, dude. I just don't want to have somebody with under 100 subs on my channel.
Just crying out loud.
No, we lose subs because of that. People are like, wait a minute, they're associating with this guy?
He doesn't even have 100
unsubscribed.
And they never get that one guy on the show. Okay, so Miss Martin Muses, how are you?
Oh, well, doing pretty well, thank you. I'm just chilling like a shillin' and gelling like a felon.
Oh, snap. All right. Well, I'm glad you are here. And we have the brotacious, brotorious, Mad Cheesemo, Mad Mardigan himself.
Brotorious. Yeah. I think House of Dragon is a masterclass in adaptations.
I'm doing a video on that article, dude. I'm doing a video. I don't do videos.
I'm going to do a rage article.
Yeah.
It was rage bait, but I'm taking it.
I'm taking the rage bait too. Yeah.
I didn't even read it. I just knew I had to send it to you guys.
Yeah, I only read a little bit. I'm like, no. Hold it for a video because I know this is going to piss me off. So definitely. But last but not least, Bad Takes Bojans, the lover of all that is crappy. How are you?
I'm doing great. Loving my shows, even though they suck. Yeah. I'm still loving that we get more RDJ in the MCU, because we can't let a good character die, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a variant, but is he a variant of Tony Stark, or is it just crazy that Victor Von Doom in this universe looks like Tony Stark? We'll find out.
It's going to have to be a variant.
Yeah.
So, about the Tony Stark thing, that's going to be in the Fantastic Four universe.
Right.
Because that's not going to be in the main MCU universe.
That'd be awesome if he didn't die and he just becomes Victor Von Doom because he's all burned up and shit. I don't know.
Ooh,
anyways, we'll find out. Yeah, right. I watched, before we get into it, I did go see yesterday. I went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine. I didn't look at anybody else's reviews on it. And I don't care. I know that rage bait, raging against Marvel is the thing we all do, but I freaking enjoyed it. I had a great time. I was laughing. The guy next to me was laughing. Yeah. I don't know why.
Oh, I felt vindicated because of Gambit. I have been saying for years Oh wait, I don't want to spoil anything, but I've
Yeah,
been
you
saying for
just
years,
did.
but that individual would be
Yeah.
perfect for it, and people never believe me. I'm like, look at Foxcatcher, look at now I can't say.
Well, now
Anyway.
I actually think because he was trying for 20 years, almost
Yeah.
15, I would say 15 to 20 years to try to get that up and
Mhm.
running. And I would say he did definitely go a little overboard on the voice just so that they can have some of those
completely
jokes.
disagree. I loved it.
I
Oh
loved
no,
it.
It was
no,
awesome.
I did
It was
too.
perfect.
But I think it was a little extra than I think he would play it just a little less if he
Oh,
was
of
to do the
course.
character. But
Absolutely.
that part, dude, that was awesome. I'm sorry. It
Yep.
was a great movie. Those Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, you thought Logan would get you a little, but that one actually, there was parts with Laura, the one person.
Well, I'm glad someone was able to get another acting job to be able to pay their taxes. So
Yeah,
that was
right.
pretty cool.
Right? Holy shit. Oh, the
Well,
diss about him and his wife breaking up. Oh my God, that was rough. I was
I
impressed
thought it
they
was
went there.
awesome. The
Yeah.
best part for me was a little channel, Culture Casino, had to eat crow and talk about how great the movie was and how much
Well,
money it made and broke
yeah.
all records for an R-rated opening weekend movie.
Why did he really think it wasn't going to do that well? He's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He and a couple of other people. I wasn't sure. I can't remember what Comics Division had to say, but a couple of the other folks. Oh, this isn't going to be as good. You guys are going to be super disappointed.
Yeah.
Wait, are you,
Look, Ryan Reynolds going into Marvel, actual doing this not under Fox but under Marvel Disney. He knew he had to go for it, and there were some but
Yeah.
for just a popcorn fun.
the girlfriend was in tears by the end.
That's great.
She wouldn't be able to tell you shit about any of the
Right.
X-Men movies that came before.
Right.
Not one,
Right.
but was in tears at even the video at the end during the credits.
Oh yeah,
Bawling.
right. They were trying to go
Yep.
for it, man. They were going for the tearjerker in some parts, which I found kind of funny. But I like how he respected the Fox and Marvel universe from before Tony Stark. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, hey, Tommy's in the chat.
Tommy's in the chat. What's up, Tommy? I love that dude. What's up, Tommy?
I
And
will
we can
say
see
I did get a
collective.
little bit worried at the beginning of the film where they're literally desecrating Logan's corpse.
That brought me in.
He deserved
That
it.
brought me in. When he started doing that, he's like, all right, good night, mate. I was like, dude, this is Deadpool. I am in. Like, if they didn't
Apparently,
do
our
that,
audio's breaking up bad.
mine.
No, they say it's on theirs. Like they're hearing it.
Yeah, YouTube's having a weird thing I've noticed recently. A lot of channels are like it's like their audio pops.
Yeah, I heard the same thing with Sitch from Sitch and Adam. His shit was popping.
That sucks. Maybe
It
reload
happened.
the.
It happened the other day, and we had to literally redo the entire stream again because it didn't go
Oh,
away.
man. Well, guys, keep me up to date. Maybe try reloading the stream and let me know. But who is here? You got your Barmy. Hey, good to see you. Tim Talks is here. Sherry is here. Good to see you, the lovely Sherry. One man show. We got a great group of people in the chat tonight. Like we said before, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, the great Soul Assassin. I don't know if I said hello, but Soul Assassin rocks. I saw some other people up
It looks
top.
like it cleared up.
Yeah, good. All right. Sonny Frank, one of my old school Song of Ice and Fire friends. Liam M is in the house. And we'll have other people joining in that hopefully I didn't miss anybody that is here. But yeah. All right. So let's go around like we usually do. Out of 10, what do you guys feel like this compared to this season, the episode, what do you think it is? We'll start with Tina so we can get the worst one out of the way. Tina, what did you give this? How many dragons?
It's 7, almost 7.5 dragons because I loved Vermithor, and then the whole Ulf the White thing with Silverwing was hysterical. So it's almost a 7.5.
Okay. Sir Grant Gregory.
I think it was a good solid episode 3 of a season, but for where it was, I'm giving it a middle. I'm giving it a 5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically because of the dragons at the end and the council scene.
Yep.
All right. What about you, Mason?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a 7. I really liked the medieval Jurassic Park. Yeah, that 7 seems right.
Yeah. All right. And Teresa?
I'm a 6.5 out of 10. It, as I said in our chat, was rather good. It wasn't horrendous. It's just the fact that they just are doing everything wrong, out of order. And I
Best
mean, when the show
adaptation.
does things right, they sure do it right. And when they do it wrong, man, do they suck.
Right. Yeah. No, don't they?
So
Okay. What about you, buddy?
yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5, and I'll tell you why. It was basically the Phantom Menace of Game of Thrones, right?
Mm-hmm.
What saved this episode was the dragon part. You know, at the end, I'm loving the Army Hammer guy. I've got his real name, Frank Hammer, whatever.
Oh,
Isn't that
No,
his
he's
name?
named Army. That's
no,
correct.
no. Yeah, it's
That's
close
Hugh.
enough. It's Hugh.
Okay,
That was
Hugh
good.
Hammer, whatever.
That was good.
Hug Hammer, I'm a big fan of. He's winning me
Yep.
over. Yeah, I really like that part. But like I said in our group, I was right. This is Winter is Coming 2.0. 2.0. You know, this was not a very I don't think this is a very good penultimate episode, right? Because we're going into the final and to the finale, and I don't think it has the build that it should have for a penultimate.
Right. Like Battle of the
It's definitely not
Bastards
setting up
or-
any dancing.
No, and you want to dance. I kind of agree. I'll give it I don't want to be too harsh, but like I'll give it a 5.5, maybe even a 6. The CGI was really good. Even when like the dragon is like walking on the sand, just the shadow
I
and the
noticed
sand
that
moving.
too.
It was really dope. But I felt like a lot of the other, like the whole Allison plot was just, there was no reason for
shit.
that. There was no reason for us to give a crap. People were like, oh, it's because she was going to commit suicide. Well, she didn't. She was taking a freaking back, she was backstroking. And there was a couple other things that like were really different than the book,
I mean,
and
this is a wuss. Jace is a crybaby. Jace, I want to slap him if he whines one more time
I
to
can't
mommy.
believe they
that whole
ruined him.
Jace thing was so weird. Like, and it was his idea to do this. And then all of a sudden, like, and people were like, well, it's because he doesn't want to be seen as bastard. Well, dude, you're still a prince. Like, these people are dragon seeds. We all know the difference. They know the difference in the books. Like, it makes no sense.
I thought his character had so much promise at the beginning when he came home after his brother and everything. Like I really bought into him. I started rooting for him, but now I'm like, oh, okay, he's a little bitch.
Yeah.
Is that because you're one of the mongrels he's talking about?
Say that again. First Grant, then Mason.
I said, is that because you're one of the mongrels he was talking about?
Like him calling them mongrels. Like I get the whole idea that and then them like being like, Harwin Strong's my dad, and she's all like, oh my god, I can't believe. But they've talked about this kind of before, like it's pretty obvious he knew. Like I don't know. They brought him up at the whatever funeral that was. He brought him up. I didn't get it. Mason, what were you gonna say?
Well, I actually like Jace this episode, and like it makes sense that wanting to keep highborns having dragons, not just anybody, any random bastard that just has some dragon blood, because all the lords have sworn fealty and sworn oaths, and that is something like that's not nothing.
I wish that was his point of view. It was
Mine
not.
too. It wasn't. What do you think?
His was simply, but then I'm not special, and then people can challenge me when it's my time to be on the throne. That's literally what he said.
Yes,
he was
that was
concerned that when whatever her Rhaenyra or whatever her name is dies, that people were like, well, you don't have to be Targaryen to ride a dragon now. Anybody can do it. You don't have to be highborn. It feels a little like the Force now. Anybody can use the Force.
Anybody, yeah.
What it sounded like he was saying was he was worried that someone that might look a little more Targaryen, like have hair,
and I got that because
might
he brought
be
up the black
pushed
hair.
above him, because they might say, "Oh, he's just a random bastard," even though he is Rhaenyra's chosen heir, and even as a bastard, he was born from two noble houses.
I don't know. Teresa, what do you think?
Well, I was going to say I have a Jekyll and Hyde relationship with this scene because, as we all know, it was actually Jace's idea in the source material with the bastards.
And it
So
was
I'm
his
like,
in this one too, I believe, wasn't it?
No.
not the bastards. No, it was Misery.
That's
they
right.
gave it to the woman. Again, they keep taking the roles that the men do that actually are kind of cool, and they give it to the women.
Right.
So
And they keep giving mushrooms lines to people, which is annoying. Either have mushroom in there or not. Like, stop giving all the cool lines to other people. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead, Teresa. But you're right.
Yeah. So it was very annoying to me that once again they just can't let characters be cool, and you cannot elevate the women while tearing down the men. All you do is tear down everybody. So I was incredibly annoyed by that. Now, that was my Mr. Hyde relationship with it, but my Dr. Jekyll side, maybe the nicer side of me, that scene had to happen. And the reason that scene had to happen was because of what they set up in the show. So I saw it as something that actually logically followed from the whole, she was sleeping with a white guy and made white children, but allegedly was supposed to be sleeping with a black guy and have kids that were totally white. So they were the ones that set up that ridiculousness. So I can forgive them for that scene because I think they were trying to find a way to address that issue. And then by putting it in that light, I can understand. But it still sucks.
Well,
they should have had him say that, but they're bastards instead of mongrels then, if that was the case.
Well,
change that one word and it adds that context to it.
It's only an issue because they created it. I can't give them credit for trying to fix their own F-up.
Yeah.
Like I said, that was my Dr. Jekyll side. That was me trying to be a bit nice because at least they tried. But you're right. I've been saying from the very beginning that they're pulling a bit of Huff and Weiss. Because we change this, we have to do this. The Dragon Demands that's always talking about when they were trying to defend what they did to Sansa. They were like, well, she was married to Bolton. That's what was going to happen. But the whole point was she wasn't supposed to marry him. So yes, like I said, I'm with you all there. I just wanted to point out that at least they tried to make something consistent within their own work, because that's also been something that's been frustrating. If you're going to change something, you've got to make it have sense within the story, because people should be watching this without having the source material to help them out.
I also think that, I mean, they could have done it in a way to where they don't just make him look as weak and pathetic and as insecure as what they did.
Let me read it from the book.
It could have been a strength, not a weakness for him.
Well, let me read it
as
from
a
the
character.
book. It was to them that Prince Jaehaerys turned, at the urging of his fool, vowing that any man who could master a dragon would be granted lands and riches and dubbed a knight. His sons would be ennobled, his daughters wed to lords, and he himself would have the honor of fighting beside the Prince of Dragonstone against the pretender Aegon II Targaryen and his treasonous supporters. So like he was like, not all those who came forward in answer to the prince's call were seeds, nor even the sons of grandsons of seeds. A score of the queen's own household knights offered themselves. So like it tells you right there that it, like, Jace went to any man. He's like, any man that can master a dragon, I will set you up for life under the true heir's reign. And you know, the idea that first of all, the way it went down with the dragon pit guys being like, we're not doing this because this is not right. It's sacrilegious and we're out. And then she just lumps everyone in a room and it's like, all right, good luck, everybody. And then like two people.
They couldn't have taken numbers like a cue, like you're at the doctor.
You go first.
Yeah.
But like you get down to
it worked out for the white guys.
Well, there's spoilers, people, real quick, spoilers. Hugh Hammer, like, how does he go from where he is right now to what he does in the book? Like, I just don't see him or all.
Well, I've got a question. I've got a question on Hugh. Did we see his daughter die, or did that happen off screen?
No, that was off screen.
That was just such a weird throwaway line as well.
I couldn't keep our daughter alive. That was it. No tears, nothing.
And I'm like,
it was a daughter.
Gone?
Yeah. Donate a bag of carrots to see Miss
Oh.
Martin Muse's Jekyll side.
Jekyll side. Oh, but Dr. Jekyll is the good guy. You don't want to see the good
Yeah,
guy.
you don't want to see Hyde.
Yeah, my dark side.
Um,
My dark side's come out in my live streams.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Jane says she thought about it and both things could be true. He can understand the necessity of the seeds, but also still have the pressure of having to earn his crown. Yeah, but that's not what he said in the show. In the show, he was furious that she would even give a lowborn the chance. It only could be highborns. He was being a classic, classist or whatever you call him.
White man privilege. And that's
Whoa.
to answer your question, Mason. Why
Damn.
did they do that to him? Why do you think?
Yeah.
Canon, white man bad.
It could have been fuel for him to be a better man. Like, oh, I'm gonna have to earn my crown because it's open to, almost anyone now. So I need to step up my shit.
Right.
But instead they're like, but
that's
it's
been
supposed to be
Jason's whole
me.
thing, though.
Say it
that's
again,
been
Mason.
Jason's whole thing. He knows that he's a bastard. That's why he's tried so hard. That's why you saw him learning Valerian. Very, very difficult.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
That's why he tries to make himself as good of a prince as possible. But now, like Jane was saying, he might have to throw the whole realm into another civil war to claim the Iron Throne.
Well, I thought they were kind of looking at it as mutual destruction, right? If everyone, if there's so many dragons on each side, it will force peace because nobody wants to unleash it, right?
Right. Nuclear bombs. Yeah, nuclear bombs. You're absolutely right. Mason?
Sorry, what?
No, I just feel like you wanted to say something else. Go right ahead, buddy.
I mean,
or did I just put you on the spot?
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Okay.
So did y'all see that chick that didn't do her roots before she got there? I'm like, bitch, you in trouble.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I can see your roots.
Well, that's actually kind of funny though that people would do that because we do know that loads of people showed up that weren't really Targaryens or seeds. They were just like, dudes, let's do this.
Yeah, I'd rather just die or kill me off or let me become rich because life isn't worth living in this world. That's pretty much what it was.
I did like
Rhaenyra did mention that in her little speech among the people that dying might be better than the life they left.
True.
Okay.
I did like how the other dragon basically felt bad for him. He's like, oh, this guy's an idiot.
What
Hey,
a
buddy.
loser.
Hey, guy, come on.
You fell did you just fall in oil? I don't even know what that was. Just
Did he
get
step
up,
on an
dude.
egg? What was that?
Yeah, yeah. Did you
No, he stepped on the sack, but he didn't touch
Oh,
an
Grant,
egg.
You're
Oh,
a
don't
little
step on
loud,
the
my
sack.
brother.
What's wrong?
Grant, you're loud. You're like blowing out ears
No, I'm
right
not.
now.
Fine,
I'm
I'll
just-
move. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, just back up a little bit. Take a breath.
Wow.
Gee, we're all saying it. No one wants to say it. I say it to
Back.
you because I love you.
Give me 50
Wow. Racist.
Wait, how's that race? Oh, never mind. Oh, because you're Australian.
He's a juicy, an Australian Jew. So stop being racist.
They exist.
They exist. They're real.
Well, I know Australian Jews exist.
Hey, mate, let's
And
kill
we're
the
never
kangaroo
represented
before
in any of
Sabbath.
the media that I like.
You're right. There aren't any Australian Jews. You are correct. That's great.
Yeah, the Aussies
I'll
were
turn down
one of
my
the
volume.
the Aussies were one of the original tribes. People don't know that.
They don't. They don't. They were lost for a long time.
Those damn Andals.
They went
Don't
on a
worry, everybody.
walkabout.
We make fun of everyone at this channel. So let's think about it. It starts off. We get Rhaenyra and Adam of the Hull staring each other down. Dragon behind them, both dragons behind them, kind of growling a little bit. And instead of being like, "Hey, who are you?" she just lays it on thick, like, "You are there with the dragon of Targaryen of my late husband." Like
He's like, yeah, I know. I can see the dragon. I was on it.
Glad you're here to tell me these things.
He's like, "Hey man, I'm here to have it," because that's the accent they probably
Captain
wanted to give him
Obvious.
because they're racist.
When me and my brothers were sperm inside my dad Corliss, we were chit-chatting about how we get together. Never mind, sorry.
So yeah, go
I
ahead.
do have to ask. So dragons do 90% of all of the work, right? Because they seem either very easy to control and fly with,
Mhm.
or they can just
they
do shit on their
threaten
own.
you.
You just hold on. I got this,
Right.
bro.
Did you see how hard? Well, we'll go back to this part, but like Aemon at the end trying to pull this
Yeah.
Vagar
Oh.
back. So
Well, Vagar's always been kind of a dick, though.
you got to remember, that's the thing I'm trying
Hey,
to say.
she's an old
Dragons
lady. Give her a
Yeah.
break.
and a hua. Dragons are elemental creatures. You know, they're fired, made real, and they may have a connection with a rider, but they don't have to, like, they're not a slave to that rider. They
Right.
just allow
It's a
that
give and
rider
take.
to use their power, you know, and pretty much if they're pissed, they're going to do what they want to do, unless you're strong enough to, like, pull them back.
They're just big puppies.
Big
That's all they are,
puppies.
big puppies.
Big puppies. Feel free, everybody, to if you want to send a super chat, send it through Stream Elements. So I actually get paid because YouTube hates us. Can't wait till
My
we
take
get
on Hugh.
to
I love Hugh.
Take on Hugh. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm a big fan.
I don't mind Hugh. I think he's like
Very Viking-like.
like I don't even know if he believed he really had Targaryen blood, you know, until
He
he was like,
out-dragoned the dragon.
yeah. Oh,
Wait,
I'm
Hugh
thinking
or
of
Ulf?
Ulf. I'm sorry.
Wait,
I'm thinking of
Hugh
Ulf.
Hammer,
Hugh,
right?
Yeah, Hugh Hammer.
I was
I'm
gonna say
sorry.
because Hugh was
Hugh
very
was
sober
badass.
about it. Yeah, when
Yes.
he was revealing it to his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you guys
badass,
think?
Jane.
Go on, Mason.
What do you guys think about his mother being Sierra Targaryen?
Sarah, yeah, that was weird because why would she wouldn't be in King's Landing? First off, so
He
like,
could have moved
Well,
there.
I think
Did he
the
move there?
implication
I don't know. He could have.
is that why his wife's Indian?
could be.
Oh,
Is that them
That was
trying to say
confusing,
like
that
they were in lice or lease? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because if it was Sarah Targaryen, who was a daughter to Jaehaerys and Alysanne, sister to
To
Balon?
Balon, which
Balon,
right,
who
that's
will-
what Hugh said that she said that he looked like her brother's boys, which would have been Viserys and
Yep.
and
And
Daemon.
so we know that Sarah. Now, is Sarah the one that became like the ruler of
Booker?
it? No, that was somebody else. That was somebody else. But Sarah was, you know, kind of like always had a thing. Her and her father were always head to head. She was very rebellious, and it ended up, you know, sometimes you leave home because your dad's pissed at you and you become a prostitute. What are you going to do? You know?
Yeah, wearing her
Anybody else?
septa clothing because they tried
Yeah.
to make her join religion, and
Yeah.
so that obviously is a kink. Now, maybe I was
Pretty
confused.
hot.
Did they actually say that was her? Because at first I was thinking that she was supposed to be a bastard, and that's why she was brother to them.
Yeah, I know. They didn't
His
say
mother.
Sarah. They didn't say Sarah.
No, they
but
didn't say a name. Okay.
That's the implication you get from what
Okay.
he tells you.
Because I got the implication that she was a dragon seed bastard, and it was like a half brother, half sister situation.
Yeah.
The way they had it with Ulf.
Well,
Yeah,
and I think that's exactly what Hugh was saying, is that his mother was a Targaryen bastard who worked in a pleasure house.
But he doesn't know. She actually
No,
wasn't
he
a
knows.
Targaryen. Did he say?
Well, he knows
bastard?
that.
Yeah, because he said sister. That
Yeah.
her brothers were.
Yeah.
and her-
Wait,
So
didn't
she wasn't.
didn't
a
he
bastard.
talk
I
about
thought
how
it was
he
Sarah.
could do
Okay.
something like his cousins or nephews or something? Didn't he mention like my mom would always tell me that I am as capable as them or whatever, his cousins or his.
He said they said Hugh said that his mother told him that he looked a lot like her brother's boys, which would have been Viserys and Daemon as the boys, her brother being Balon.
But he did say she was a bastard.
No, he didn't say, but I thought that
Oh.
I took it like that because they were
Okay,
all
no, I took
dragon
it as-
seeds.
Yeah, I took it as she was Sarah, and he's the dragon seed bastard because she got him. She got pregnant.
Yeah,
she
I
was-
think that is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
That's what,
You see, that's the whole thing. We don't know. They don't do a
Right.
very good job of being clear.
I agree with this too. It wasn't until he literally was, willing to stand up to Vermithor, where Vermithor was like, "Okay, all right.
Yeah.
This guy's
Like
crazy.
I said, he
like that.
out-dragoned the dragon.
He did.
You got to
He's
do
like,
that with
"Come
pirates and
on!"
dragons. Everybody knows this. If you want to
Right.
get pirates in line, you got to outpower them.
Yes.
Have 2 parrots on your shoulders.
And that's what's
Have
his name
2 eye
last week
patches.
did wrong. Last week, that dragon, Sea Smoke was like, all right, you know, I kind of want the dude with the dreadlocks, but I guess I could deal with you. And then he was like, I'm so scared. And it was like, oh, this bitch is burning, you know?
You either have to be a fumbling idiot that they take mercy on you, or you got to out-dragon them.
Yeah. I agree. Go ahead, please.
If you're familiar with the hashtag #DemDragons, which is kind of Black Twitter House of the Dragon, they had some pretty funny things to say about. Let's just put it to you this way: Sea Smoke was only willing to deal with someone of their same color.
Yeah,
said with a lot stronger language that we could never say, and I would
Wait,
never.
who
want
said this?
Look at hashtag #DemDragons. That's Black Twitter's House of the Dragon hashtag.
Yeah. Oh, you ain't got to tell me about Black Twitter.
Yeah, he's black adjacent. Yeah. So going back to what Jane put here, Hugh, like for what happens with Hugh, not too far away. I don't know how he gets there. You know, like Hugh or Ulf, like
Okay. With Ulf, I don't know why, but as soon as he was flying over King's Landing, I thought he was going to land. I thought, okay. I was just like, okay, so he's going straight there. Show his friends. Everyone's going to come up, and he's just like, oh no, I'm on your side.
Yeah, I thought he was going to show his friends. Like I really thought he was going to park him outside the bar, like a horse in the Old West. You know, tie him up to the post, go in, have some beers. Like you'll never believe the day I'm having. How close is King's Landing to Dragonstone? Because it felt like they get there.
Close.
Are they okay? Because I'm like, that was like a 5-minute flight.
Right here. King's Landing is right here. I know it's kind of here. Hold on, I'll blow myself up a little. What? King's Landing is right here, and Dragonstone is there. So it's only that far.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
For a flying dragon, it's not too far.
Because I don't trust their geography, or I don't in the show, you know.
And you would think that if Silverwing if she hadn't gone out and played around for a while, that maybe the first thing she would think to do is, well, I leave the Dragon Mount and I go to King's Landing, because that's what Alisane had me do. We go from here to there. Occasionally we'd fly up to see the Starks and try to fly north of the Wall, but we basically spent all of our life going back and forth between the two places. So I figured, well, Ulf didn't have control over her yet, so she just took off and started flying toward King's Landing out of
maybe.
I'm pretty sure they would
how
take
when you take
the
your
dragons.
dog for a walk, they take you in the same.
I know, but like,
I think
wouldn't you think he wouldn't be as excited? He'd be like, "Oh shit, they have dragons! Like, why don't go here? Please turn." You know, like I think he did it because he was like, "Look what I can do." Like,
oh no, I thought it was
that. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I thought it was a trap. I thought he flew there on purpose to bring Vagar to the rest of the dragons so they can jump on him.
No. What they did was he got Vagar to follow him so that they can easily show they had riders for all these dragons and lose the element of surprise. That's what they planned.
And also, when you have Vagar in your sights and you have 4 dragons there, the best thing to do is stare menacingly. Don't attack, just stare.
Maybe with a little smirk.
She became Rainey's.
Yeah.
Why didn't Rainey's? They just stare.
Rainey's at least killed people.
They just stare.
Why didn't they have all the dragons to the left of the island? Because he wouldn't have been able to see him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Side. Why would you even if any of that was planned, it was dumb, because you now just lost the element of surprise. Huh?
I mean, Jace wasn't on Vermax. Rhaenyra wasn't on.
I don't know. Would you even want anybody to see the dragons kind of being chilling with you? It's just kind of a dumb idea in my view.
Unless he's trying to, like Jane said, and goes back to the mutual destruction thing, where it's like hey, we want to end this without war,
maybe.
But look at our crew now.
I'm glad we all have to read into it so hard. But yeah, that's a good point, Jane.
Did Ryan Condal perhaps comment on it after the episode? Because I can't stand to watch it.
Yeah, I don't watch them.
I don't watch it either.
I so smug and so full of himself, I can't stand it.
He's not.
He acts like he wrote it.
he's like DB Weiss, and not as bad as David Benioff yet, though. Benioff,
not yet.
He is the king. He is the king of arrogant pricks who made it seem like he actually wrote A Song of Ice and Fire. So back to the beginning, we get those two. Now they fly back to Dragonstone, and everyone's like, have we arrested the man? Talking about Adam. And they were like, no, the queen said he's a guest, and he gets a pimpin' room. Everyone's kind of upset by that, but this is what they wanted. And
the fact that she's not there, she immediately goes to Massaria, talks about you're the only person that I can trust, blah blah whatever. I'm like, you just appointed a hand.
Yeah.
What was the point of that then?
It was odd that she didn't come and give them the news so they could just speculate and start talking shit about her, because she seems so worried about them not respecting her. Like,
right.
She slapped the dude last week, you know what I mean? But now she's like, nah, I'll let them figure this out and come up to their own conclusions. I'll get around to letting them know what is up.
Yeah, right. Like, she should have been the one, right? Like, this is what's happening. Deal with it. But then you get the meeting between Alan of Hull and Corlys Valerian, his father. And it seemed like just him saying "well done" or whatever he said at the very end, and then walks out was all he needed. Like, he's been looking for that, just a little bit of like, just you say you're my dad, like, let people know. And then
just acknowledge my existence. Let's start there.
My existence. Exactly. And then you have Alan, where he pretty much, does kind of the same thing. Like, lets them know, like, you can do this. And he's like, no, I'm of salt and sea. But yet in the books, he does try.
I like that line.
He does try to get it is a cool line. He does like trying to get a dragon.
Sheep stealer.
Yeah, sheep stealer, and gets burned. Has the scars. He lives, whatever. I won't say that part, but
wait, is the sheep stealer the
one in the Vale?
The feral, the wild dragon.
Wild ones. One of them. You have Cannibal, who we haven't seen yet, and Sheep Stealer, which I almost feel like they might be setting us up, because people like the idea that they left out Nettles still blows my mind, because she's such a great character, and the whole twist with the whole issue with Daemon. Now it's his daughter, that just doesn't work. But like, maybe we all are assuming it's Sheep Stealer, but it actually is Cannibal in that down there. Oh, Mason had to go. I'm sorry, Mason. I didn't see that. Guys, make sure you check out Mason. We'll get his link in there. He's a great guy. Handsome.
Did everybody really enjoy seeing what's his name? Damien? Matt Smith? Whatever his name is.
Yeah, like, not
Damon.
Well, he tripped again.
Well, no, but did everybody enjoy seeing him get fucking punked out by a 10-year-old?
It was pretty cool.
Awesome.
So cool.
I like the fact that now we know that Oscar was playing him the whole time. That he wasn't some bumbling little kid. I love that. As soon as he turned that look and he looked at him and just like, I'm like, oh, that cheeky fucker. Nice.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people picked up on that.
I don't understand why he wouldn't have. That's why I was like, why wouldn't he have been trained?
Right.
That didn't make any sense. Why wouldn't he know the way and everything and like that? And then as soon as he started talking to him and he stepped up to him, I'm just like, he got
I think I would have liked it more if we hadn't just spent the entire season of him getting belittled by the Brujah, by the witch.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there was someone said on Twitter, but I haven't been able to see. Apparently, during that scene, there is a barn owl that's watching them.
So no way! I didn't notice that.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe Alice was there.
Yeah, and your Barmy says it right. I think it's a good representation of how Tully remained in power. No, that kid was very cunning. Like, he played the naive, bumbling child when he first met Daemon. Kind of played it even when he told, we're just one-on-one. But the minute he got in front of his, his people, he proved why he's their liege lord. And to have Daemon execute his strongest and most devout ally in the Riverlands, that was a smart move on the Tully's part.
But my issue is
also another blood sacrifice for the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Absolutely. Yep.
But my issue though is that how they've treated him throughout the season not only undermines him but also Oscar. If we had seen him arrive at that castle like he was supposed to and just glory and like, yo, bitches, this is mine, instead of sneaking around like, oh, I hope there's not somebody around the corner. You know what I mean? With his little knife or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that would have made it even that more impactful. But when I'm watching
like
it, I'm
putting
just
him
seeing
in-
a dude like, oh, you're just getting cucked by everybody right now.
Everybody.
Like everybody's talking shit to you, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
They
There's
dropped
one
the
thing
That's
ball.
how I
about being
felt.
put in your place, and there's another one of, you know, pissing on you. Like, no, it's raining. Trust me.
Yep. Teresa, what do you think?
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying, is that I agree with Mad Chismo that this is a good standalone episode if you forget everything else. But yeah, we've just been seeing over and over and over again Cuck's Damon. And for a minute there, I was very happy that it seemed like we almost got his character back. Like he was being the dick Damon he should have been all along, and sitting there even with his stupid little smirk. And like when he was saying, we don't need their love, we need their swords. It's like, that's Damon. That's the
Yeah.
Damon I know. So there were good aspects of it. And it's almost like I felt like Matt Smith was like, oh, thank God I get to be Damon for a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, too much. If this had been done properly, this might have been kind of a bit of a badass thing, and you could have maybe even seen some mutual respect between Damon and the little Muppet, because they're all Muppets.
Right.
Yeah.
The idea that Damon comes in, takes over Harrenhal and is a strong, but you know, that sarcastic, disrespectful leader that he is, and then this kid comes and plays him. You would have saw some mutual, like, okay, you got it. You got me to chop the head off of my most devout follower in the Riverlands. Like, that was a smart move on that kid's part.
But
And
now
again,
it's like,
yes, a
teach
blood
me
right,
me
and
your
then-
ways, Oscar.
Right. And then you have the blood sacrifice, like Mason said to the old gods, and right after it, without her being around, that I noticed, he gets a vision of his brother.
Wait. Oh, is that what happened? Well, that flew right the fuck over my head.
Yeah, he chopped off the head, gave the tree was able to soak up the blood. Next thing you know, he has one more vision. And he's like, and it's kind of one that never happened. His brother giving him a warning, like of the ghost of Christmas future.
No,
Well, yeah, because all the stuff has been recycled dialogue. This was completely new stuff,
Right.
which makes me
was
think,
cool.
hopefully it's the last
Of the
fucking
bitch
bitch.
Damon. What were you gonna say, Tina?
Oh, I did watch the after episode part where that Condell had mentioned it was Patty's idea to come in with the heavy desecrated makeup. He said, if
that's
you want me
great.
to come in and give this speech to Damon, it's going to have a bigger impact if I'm fully end of my reign. Look at everything I gave up. Look what it's done to me. Here you go.
Never wanting this either. Never wanting it. Yeah, that's like the biggest point they're trying to make, is like you wanted this so bad, Damon, but you don't understand what it really means, what it entails. He just wanted that respect because he's always been looking for that respect, that even just from his brother, but I think for himself, like the idea that, I'm not a mistake, I am worthy of the crown. But they had to do this freaking season-long therapy session to get to it, which was a waste of Matt Smith. I mean, the guy is a great Damon.
Yeah.
That first season was awesome with him. I just hope we got back to that. And then what I was saying before, if they are going to bring Nettles in, because people are still swearing she's going to be there, which I doubt, but if they are, we're going to find out that we've been set up to think it's Sheep Stealer in the Vale, but it's going to turn out to be Cannibal. And she will, instead of, her own dragon that she gets in the book, she will bond with Cannibal and have one of the most fierce dragons in the realm. Talking about Rhaena, right? Rhaena.
Yeah, Raina. I have a real big problem with that because it's very important when the dawn comes. They're taking that away from her. So if they are, even if they give her to Cannibal, first of all, that's ridiculous because he was never claimed. Second of all, even then, there goes her story.
Yeah.
There goes what she does.
Yeah. We lost Tina. Before I go on what you just said, Teresa, this, I like what your Barmy says again. And I noticed that too. They made the crown look like fantastic, larger than life, because they were doing that shot from below. And it was like, it looked way better than it usually did, because that really was his focus until his brother really got into his head. But his focus was just on that crown. So they made that abundantly clear. Christy, what is up? You're muted.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, good, buddy. Good to see you. How's everything?
I'm feeling great.
It's Monday.
Yeah, it is. So what did you think of the episode, my friend who loves this show so much?
I there is only one scene where I literally laughed until I had tears coming from my eyes.
What was
that? It was the scene where, is it Ulf in Silverwing, where he is just like
bumbling around.
He closes his eyes and he's like, well, this is it. And then he opens them, like, wait, what the fuck? I'm not dead? What the hell's going on here? Wait, I got a dragon? What?
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off.
It's almost like, I love the part where he steps on the sack, almost breaks the egg. I think he did break an egg personally.
I think he did.
Yeah, I think he broke the one next to the one we see, so we know it's an egg. And then, like, he feels the wind on his back, and he just gives that, oh shit, it's behind me, isn't it? I thought that was funny. Like, one of those moments, like, oh shit, he's behind me.
I don't know if you were listening, Christy, but what I said was, it looks as though you either have to out-dragon a dragon or be a complete fucking moron who they take pity on.
Honestly, and why did these two have to get the dragons? Like, I don't understand.
Because that's what it says in the books.
I kind of like the scene a lot because, you know, once again, I look at, you know, Silverwing, she's an older dragon. She's like, oh God, okay, so this is my next rider, whatever. Okay, fine. I'm going to, you know, deal with this joke. But the fact that I thought it was so true to character, where he's been boasting himself up all of this time. And then when the minute they say, well, now it's your turn to go be a dragon rider, I don't know if the rumor is true. It was maybe just a story. So I thought it was
he's got a sore leg. He explained it.
Yeah,
exactly. So I think that it was very true to character to the very end, where he just kind of stumbled upon a dragon, literally.
My question is, Hugh, did his daughter die?
Yes, it was just a passing comment. They were like, I'm sorry, I couldn't save our daughter.
I watched, I had the last, like, what is it, episode 6? I had played episode 6, and I'm like, where does she die?
Yeah.
And
it's just a passing thing. We don't know.
Yeah.
So the episode before, when she's going to the market to get the food and it's all moldy, apparently that she was already dead then.
So I thought they were running out, but I thought he was carrying her while they were running out.
That's what I thought too.
No, that was the episode before that.
Yeah, that's when they were trying to leave, but they barred the gates. But we don't know that she was dead when they were going to get food. I remember.
Maybe we're just not seeing it. And then Hugh, I kind of like what they've done with Hugh, as far as the aspect with him having a wife and child. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if next season they do it where his wife dies and he's just like, fuck it type thing. Or it could be like in the book, where he just like, he has a dragon now and he's writing Vermithor, and he's like, it can go that way too. Because you gotta remember, because I guess technically his mother is Sarah Targaryen.
We think. Yeah, that's what I got when he was saying it. The minute he started talking about it, I was like, that's the only part.
It's listed on the wiki too. So I'm just
saying.
It
is. Okay.
So, I mean, it's implied, but I was like, wait a minute. She was a whore in King's Landing?
No.
What?
No.
I
was in Essos somewhere. Yeah, because she was gone for quite a while.
They have ships. She could travel. I mean, she got around. So why is it weird that she didn't get around?
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, now so now you have a dragon Vermithor. most likely, because we don't know, left his wife in King's Landing. And what happens if they tell you to attack King? Like, that's the only way I could see him, because
Yeah,
he
maybe.
is so up against like what they've been doing to him in King's Landing. They lied to him about the pay, and now she gave him the opportunity to be a dragon rider. Why would he? The only thing I could think of is worried about his wife.
Unless Rhaenyra flies into King's Landing, burns a bunch of areas, and that was where his wife is.
Probably.
Like,
I
it
think
has to be something like that.
Well played.
But I do like it that Sarah tried Jaehaerys's like most rebellious daughter, whatever.
Yeah.
The horde in Essos. His bastard grandson got his dragon. I think that is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that is pretty good. And what did you feel about how Jace was like all calling them mongrels, and like it was just kind of me out of character?
Well, you have to think about it, because they knew he was a bastard from when he was a child.
I would have been fine if he said these bastards, not these mongrel. Like, it was even worse. Like, it just went farther.
He's still a royal bastard, though. These people are literally from fucking King's Landing, probably just wondering, not even worrying about what their pay is gonna be for the week. It's like, are they gonna get the next meal hours later or something like that? And so, is it mean? Absolutely. But his point of view, I get it, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think he looks at it from two ways. One, this could be an enemy tomorrow. And two, if they can claim a dragon, then I think for him, the idea that he has a dragon proves he's a Targaryen and not a bastard. And I get that.
Exactly what it is.
It was weird how, like, and then they start yelling about who his father is, but it's almost like this season kind of implied that they already have an understanding that, yeah, he's your dad. Like, she was shocked when he said it. It was like, well, you guys both kind of implied to each other. And then he talking to his betrothed, like, it's obvious.
Yeah, you know, and what Jane put in the chat, the choice of word was really odd.
Yes,
considering
that's what I'm saying.
At Driftmark, at Lena's funeral, it's like, during that episode in season 1, it was pretty much he knew, or it was implied that he knew already.
Yeah.
At least.
I mean, unless we're supposed to believe that the historians who gave the account of what happened are so anti-woman that they couldn't give Rhaenyra credit for anything. Because if you read the books, these are all Jace's idea.
Yes, they are. Yep. And Mushroom. Because if you read the book, it's like, it actually says
Mushroom's the one that talks about
it was to them
under the sheets. Yeah.
Well, the under the sheets one's the best line. Like, if you want to find a dragon seed, where is that line? Because that's great. But
it's something like, you got to look on the burrows and in between the sheets to find your was it like silver seed or something?
Oh, here it is.
Like
here
that.
it is. Let me just read the whole thing. Wow, that's a long one. When Jace pointed out that Stormcloud had never been ridden, that Moon Dancer was but a hatchling, that Tyrax was far away in the Vale with Prince Joffrey, and demanded to know where Mushroom proposed to find more dragons, the dwarf tells us he laughed and said, "Under the sheets and in the wood piles, wherever you Targaryens spill your silver seed." And then Jace goes along with it, thinking it's a great idea.
But in this show, they decided, hey, you know that chick that can't keep a consistent accent? Let's give her this line.
Right. Yeah. And make him like sad about it.
Actress, or not the actress. I can't stand that character in this show.
No, not in the show.
I can't stand Allison's character in the show. I went back and like listened to the Audible, and I like watched a lot of like a couple of YouTube videos of Allison in the books over this weekend. And I was just like, God damn, she was such between Cersei and Marjorie in a way, and we just don't see that at all.
No, not at all. She's like her and Rhaenyra are kind of like these. We're being like the situations that they took control of in the book. They're almost like by accidentally pushed into it in the show, like so that they don't look. Well, Teresa, you've been always hitting on it, like so they don't look like biatches, and the men look like idiots. I don't know. What do you think about what we've been talking about, Teresa?
Well, yes, and yes to what Christy was saying, because the example I always like to use, we were kind of dealing with almost a situation of what might be between, say, Queen Elizabeth I and Queen Mary I. You know, we're talking about women that ruled and they didn't fuck around. And so instead, they're making them victims of the men. Well, this is the men's world, so we have to kind of be like this, but we don't really want to fight. We don't want to really be mean and all that. And it actually only comes off as being whiny. I think that they're doing the opposite by making them taking away their flaws, because women are real people. We have multi dimensions to ourselves. And it's also just it's making people sick of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen so many people say, "Oh, just shut up." Days of Our Lives school, because in Days of Our Lives, you repeat the same thing over and over. How many times are we gonna hear, "Well, I don't want bloodshed"? It's like, son of a bitch, that was supposed to be over with episode 10 of season 1.
Right. Right. I don't know. It
Piss off.
Super chat.
Not you,
Super
Scott,
chat.
by the way. I was talking about the characters.
I'm fine with that too. I'm fine with that too. Before the super chat, were you going to say something, Tina?
I think they're treating Alicent and Rhaenyra kind of like a newbie to playing chess, you know, where the queen's the most powerful piece on the board, except everybody hides them in a corner and protects them and lets everybody else sacrifice.
Yeah.
And it gives the queen no agency. So
none at all. And Rhaenyra says
it. And is it like even when Aemma was queen, were her and Alicent, were they queen consort?
Wait a minute, when who was
when Aemma and Alicent, are they queens?
Like,
is it a queen?
No, they're just queens. They're just
queen consorts.
They felt they are queen consorts, but they don't
they
don't say queen consort all the time. Where
they
kind of follow the British monarchy, where they'll call out the fact that, you know, she is the queen consort, but they still call her queen. There's no reason for Daemon to be calling king.
I understand that. That's not where I'm getting at. It's just, if that's the case, if it's quote unquote implied or in the show or in the book, whatever, then Alicent shouldn't have half the power that she has.
No, she was given it and easily taken away. Yeah.
She's supposed to still be on the Green Council, though.
Well, but what I'm saying though is she has that power now, and in the book she uses it.
Yes.
But in this show, it's just like.
Well, again, they're victims, both of them, of this. They don't want it. They're just victims.
I get what the show is fucking trying to do and make them victims and stuff like that. That is not what I want to see. I want these bitches being bitches.
Yeah. So
because we know how women are. Women are bitches.
They are bitchy. Women are a hell of a lot more vindictive than men can be.
We didn't have to say
women would wage some seriously hideous war. I guarantee you that. But I bet you less. But I bet you less men would die. Because
a lot of scratches.
I would seriously, because the women would find a way to get to the head of whatever their opposing faction is and destroy them, their family, and everyone they've ever looked at.
Well, that's how Alicent was in the book.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
exactly. But I think overall less men would die because Alicent would send somebody right to Dragonstone, take Rhaenyra out. That's it.
Insult her Rhaenyra for wearing last season's gown or some shit.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Wearing white shoes after Labor Day.
Yeah.
Be catty for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
Yeah. So real quick before the super chat, which is thank you so much for the super chat. This is the tree in Harrenhal, and it's supposedly that's George Martin, George R.R. Martin's face, and it does kind of look like it. Yeah,
it kind of does.
Oh, I can see the blood resemblance. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my tears waiting for a book.
You know what? They really captured the amount of effort he's putting into writing his new book.
Yeah. With like the moss. Oh, that was better than mine. Well played.
Good call.
And we have the lovely Jane Theory with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Jane. She says, Jace, calling Seeds mongrels and Aemon and Valerion's claiming to be pure. It's all makes no sense when everyone is mixed with non-Valerian by this time. Yeah, there's not many purebloods. I don't think there's any. Unless they were married to their brother or sister, the rest of them are not pure. But the idea of purity is what they are trying to stick to, because by doing this with the dragon seeds, and I understand what Jace is also kind of saying, if anyone can claim a dragon, you have just taken the idea that dragons, like they thought Aegon when he landed was a god, you know, like, but then they thought, okay, he's a man, but the dragons are gods.
Dragons are just meat.
Yeah, but exactly. And I think that's another reason he was able to claim his dragon, because Hugh just, like, his idea of them being more powerful than they really are. Well, they are, but like the idea that they're like this heavenly thing, it's not, they're just an animal. And like, he was ready to sacrifice himself and take on that animal to save someone. And Vermithor was like, all right, I can deal with you. But yeah, you're right, Jane. Absolutely right.
Well, yeah, I think with Vermithor also, he wants someone that is fearless, where everything else before, and like Sea Smoke wants someone who's subservient. That's why when the other guy approached him, like, I think they've each got something that they want. And that, yeah, and like, and for Silverwing, they sometimes you just want a drunk idiot as your best friend. So I get that.
Yeah.
Can I comment on that Sea Smoke thing last week? I swear to God, it's like you see Sea Smoke is like, ooh, new writer, new friend, come friend, play, and you can see Adam is like, what the fuck is going on with this dragon chasing my bitch ass, and he's trying to run away. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good, and it was kind of the same, like a little bit with Ulf too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gene.
Well, Rhaenyra had a line in there as well saying about the dragons are the ones that choose, which was really weird because that's
not
nowhere before. And I'm like, I went looking last night through all my books and everything, and I couldn't find anything where that was said before. I think that's just a TV canon thing that they've
or George hasn't told us yet, and that may be something soon. In one of the new books when we get them, because we're getting them. Right, Jane? She says, I don't understand the perception that these women aren't flawed. No, that they are flawed, but not in the way they are in the book. Like the way in the book, they're aggressive, they're vindictive, they're catty. Yeah, but in the show, they're flawed, but they're also victims. You know, like everybody should be kind of a victim. Everybody who doesn't have a dragon is a victim of what's going on. But they make the Alicent and Rhaenyra like,
Alicent wanted to bathe in the blood of a child.
Right.
She specifically said she wanted to bathe in the child's blood.
Right.
And in this one, no.
This is huge. I think you just doubled my memberships. That takes Bojan. I used to have over 100. Thank you, YouTube, for demonetizing me, but I have money now again. So gifted 5 Sporky News podcast memberships. So for the next month, you are a member and you get things that I put on YouTube. Hopefully, maybe I will do a members one. You know what? I'm going to try this week. You will just be shocked when it happens. There will be no warning. But now your Barmy is a member. Soul Assassin, you deserve it, my friend. Southern Belle, one of my old schools. A Money Wilson in the house. And Sevron, thank you for being here. I always forget there's people that don't type in the chat. So everyone who is watching that's not typing in the chat, watching on any of the platforms, thank you for being here, guys. And
speaking of members and supporters,
that was really nice.
Speaking of members and supporters, I got to go.
Oh, okay. Thanks, man, for being here.
Yeah, man. Sorry I couldn't stay longer, but my allergies are killing me, and I got to go get Claritin before they close.
No, go get it, buddy. Yeah, Claritin.
Bye, everybody.
I got you.
Bye, Jane. Hopefully next episode will be the one.
Stop.
Bye, guys.
No, I will be sending her the link.
When Neurotic shows up? Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sporking. I couldn't resist.
Yeah,
now I've gone to the dark side.
Yeah, you know, things happen, and people don't respond to you anymore. Mr. Grant Gregory became a YouTube member. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah. You do realize every time you hit the clap thing, it plays half a second of it and then cuts out. because
Does
of
it
it
really?
peaks. Yep.
Oh, no shit. Is it maybe because I have it too high? Let me try something here.
Oh, I actually played it that time.
Yeah,
There
I
we
turned
go.
down the special effects. Thank you, brother. And Scheme Team, you're right. We should have more viewers. I appreciate that. So guys, make sure you share this out. I think we're having fun. I do this because I have fun. We've talked about this backstage. The idea of me growing this channel is long gone. If it grows, that's great. But I now do it, being a full-time worker supporting a family of 5. I am just doing it because it's a moment of having fun where I don't have to leave my house and I get to hang out with some cool people. So what else do we have here? Oh, geez, man. I'm going to give you a cheers for this one. Grant Gregory, Mr. Grant Gregory AI gifted 5 Sporky News podcast memberships. So now Slender Dad's a member, friend of the channel. One Man Show, longtime viewer. Subhuman 84 is. The Cheese Factory is one. And there's one more out there,
It only gave 4.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hello.
Well, maybe we'll get a new viewer.
Yeah, maybe a new viewer. That'd be great. I'd be happy with that. Yeah, let's get back to.
I found 5, Grant. Slender Dad, One Man Show, Subhuman, The Cheese Factor, and Lisa.
Oh, Lisa got it. It doesn't come up for Lisa, so that's awesome. Lisa's a longtime viewer, so that is sweet. I'm not into Massaria character and her accent that always switches. They've given her too much. Do you guys agree? Like, she's got some of the cooler lines in the books she shouldn't have, and this weird now. Are we not? Something I've noticed with this show. Something happens big in an episode, and then they never address it again. Like, Rainy's coming. Someone listening to TV. Thank you. Rainy's coming through the floor of the dragon pit. Barely talked about again. Them making out. They don't even like give each other a look in this episode. Like major things that happen is just, it's in the past. We're not going to talk about it. What do you guys think about that? Because it's weird, isn't it?
Well, that's part of the flaw with the whole show is that they're not being consistent. And this is the fault of Condal and stuff. He is supposed to take control and make sure that everything is consistent. But we do know now that that was an improvisation. And for all we know, the actors thought, oh, hell, they're never going to leave that in. That was just us making out on set. So it wasn't in the script. It wasn't part of the continuity. And so how could they have followed up on that kiss if they didn't even know it was going to happen? Because it wasn't supposed to.
Very good point. Very good point.
I don't even know how the show is going to end. I think I know next week, but it's like it didn't go in the direction I thought it was going to where, like, I thought last night with them claiming Silverwing and Vermithor, I thought that might have been the season finale.
Well, the penultimate one is always like the big one. Usually the last episode is kind of the character's reaction to what happened in that penultimate episode. I mean, you had like the Battle of the Bastards, and then the next episode was kind of what happened afterwards, the long evening.
I don't know why the next like Battle of the Bastards. That was a horrible episode.
Actually, right. The long evening was episode 3, my bad.
Whatever.
Battle of the Bastards was a weird one. Like that was one where you think Sansa is actually going to let Jon die, and then it's never addressed. Like her weird smirk. I never understood that one either.
I read an article though that said that everybody misunderstood it was improvised. Apparently, the hug was improvised, not the making out scene.
So wait a minute, they were supposed to go in for a kiss after she talked about being raped. She was raped,
right? Exactly.
And then, oh yeah, wow, that's hot.
That's weird though to say that the hug, because a hug is not like I'm gonna be really bold and I'm gonna hug a woman. I'm not doubting you. I'm doubting them.
Yeah,
it's like what the hell?
I think maybe the argument was that Emma D'Arcy was saying, well, wait a minute, we're not just this isn't a porno. We're not just going to start making out after having a heart-to-heart conversation. That she put in the, showing compassion first and then having that turn into more of a physical response.
Yeah, that could be it. All right, yeah, that makes way more sense if they added a hug, because like talking about the subject they were talking about, and then Rhaenyra being like, "That gets me so hot," that's weird.
Agreed.
Who hasn't hugged one of their same-sex buddies and by actually started making out? Everyone done that, right?
Happens every day.
Maybe when I was drunk.
Oh, it's a pity Mad wasn't here.
So your Barmy says you like the idea of the kiss not being addressed. It was a mistake. See ya. Yeah, okay, maybe that one, but there has been quite a few things that's happened in this show, both seasons, that the next few episodes no one ever talks about. I don't get that. What else are we missing? What else happened? Oh, so we got Damon. Wasn't there another rant?
Oh, Allison's going for a swim.
Oh, Jesus, yes.
So she has a tent that's like the smallest tent I've ever seen in the woods. Like she turns to that, and who's that? Kingsguard.
The Kingsguard. I have no idea who that is.
Sir, I know his name. I've got it right here, but Kingsguard dude. For one thing, considering what just happened, she decides to say to him, "Let's go for a camping trip, honey." And it's like, what the hell? First of all, the fact that she was even allowed out, and then just did a flimsy little tent right after they nearly got beaten to death by a mob.
Right.
What the fuck?
Right. Oh, we didn't even go over a couple of the other things that happened in King's Landing. Like, so the two of Aegon's buddies that were involved in the cutting off the hand of who probably is going to become the shepherd in the following season, who has a big role in the Dance of the Dragons. So I'm guessing that guy
to have a fucking big role. With how this show goes, you don't know.
I wonder who the shepherd's going to be. I'm sure she will be great.
Yeah. Well, if you just
I wonder who's going to be the writer of Sheep Stealer.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying.
The Dragon Demands is still hoping that Nettle shows up first episode next season.
So, Christy, what I said, he's still coping with it. Oh God, it's what I said was the only way they can have Nettles in the show is if we all assume it's Sheep Stealer and it turns out to be like Cannibal that for some whacked out reason she's able to bond with, which would be stupid. But
yes, because Cannibal eating sheep makes perfect sense because we've seen the bones and all that.
Yeah. So let's go back to King's Landing. We see two of the Kingsguard that were Aegon's buddies now being sent to the wall because why? They were in a riot and they tried to defend the queen. I don't know.
No, because they were the ones that were teasing him when he was naked.
Right. Exactly. He's setting up for his takeover, getting rid of anybody who supports.
He's such a petty bitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Allison touched on it last week. When will all your childhood, what's the word she used?
Issues?
Issues, but like
affliction?
No, not afflictions. It's like something.
They had it in the
grievances.
Grievances. Yeah, that's a better word at least.
I mean, he should have just turned around and said pot meet kettle. Like, I mean,
yeah,
really, you're the one that's going to say that?
Right. You started this whole shit, Mom. So we see the small council. Before that, while they're talking to those Kingsguard, you have Lars Strong and that other guy on the council.
So I have it in the chat.
Ironrod.
Ironrod, yeah.
Oh, Ironrod, right. Said he heard from this guy who knows this girl who saw this chick who was at 31 Flavors and saw Ferris throw up. So like saying that they believe they saw C smoke with a rider. And Lars tells them not to tell. And then we go into a scene where, like, don't forget, like Allison's being like a cut being taken care of that she has Ime Ska. And she's like, this whole place is filthy, and there's a rat on the table. Seer? Do we have a green seer watching through those eyes? Maybe Lars Strong, who I brought up last season and everyone talked shit about? Now
Which
a lot
is
of
funny
people,
because I can see all those people parodying the same exact thing that you said on their shows.
Thank you,
now.
buddy. People that like thought it was a dumb idea now are talking that he
Mhm.
might be a green seer. I find it, I don't know, maybe a victory and a small victory. Yeah, I've been saying that for a while, and it's a perfect time. He's always, that's his prize. I believe Lars is doing everything to get her. Like, it almost seems like he doesn't care who wins as long as he can have her. I might be wrong because it's kind of played differently these last few episodes, but it always seemed like he was doing everything to get her. If he can control Aegon as king, he can have her. Aemon, he can't control. Got to get rid of him.
So
without going into too many spoilers, he's part of the reason that a certain side wins. He's very, very pivotal what he does.
Yeah.
I actually think, in my humble opinion, he's being a little bit of an agent of chaos. I don't think he necessarily wants her, but it's all about power, and he's fucking with Alicent, and not in a good way.
I don't know. I've seen them ankles. Ugh.
Well, yeah, but you know what I'm trying to say is, and I actually really liked those scenes. Every time Larys is on the screen, I just adore it. He's one character that they're getting right, and they are setting up, in my humble opinion, what is going to happen at the end.
And the actor's fantastic. What's up, E-Hacker? One of my friends here on YouTube. Great dude over in Japan. Has great content on entertainment news. So definitely check him out, please. Yeah, so she decides she wants to go to the Kingswoods after a riot just happened by herself, no other people except for her one king guard. But it made it seem like she just wanted to go, get some air.
Do you think that was supposed to be Westerling with her? Because they got a guy that looks an awful lot like Graham McTavish.
He does look a lot like him. But no, I don't know who he is. We were told Westerling's in this season.
Well, I know that's the weird thing because he was said he was credited in this episode, but he's not there. Like they've done that in 2 or 3 episodes now and then they change it. So
yeah, I'm gonna.
I know the reason why he's not Westerling. McTavish isn't in it because he's filming Outlander at the moment.
Oh,
yeah. Well, am I going crazy? I thought it was Sir Rickard Thorne. That's his name. I mean, I'm looking at the.
That's
wiki
the guy
thing.
on the council. That's who I was talking about. We're talking about the Kingsguard.
Well, yeah, he's a knight of the Kingsguard.
Sir Ironrod isn't. No, he's like master of something. Coin, maybe now?
Law. Maybe this wiki is wrong then. So
yeah.
No, Thailand is master of coins.
That's right.
Yeah, Thailand's coin, so he's law.
Yep. Yeah, he's law.
I'm not thinking of a different because I'm looking at Rickard Thorne. Okay, but forget it. It doesn't matter because then what I'm looking at is incorrect.
Why do you think that they shouldn't? That Larys told Ironrod not to say anything about Sea Smoke. I mean, I know it was like a story of a story of a story, but still, that does seem kind of important.
I was wondering that too. At first, I thought it was something sketchy, but
I have a theory.
Okay.
Because him telling that information to him serves Larys in no way at all. If it turns out that it's true and he held it off, Larys has the ability to say, "Well, I didn't know it. He's the one that knew it. He should have told you." And then put the blame on him. And if it turns out that it wasn't true, he's now saved that guy from doing something, so he can now use it as like, remember when you were about to go tell the king this, and he could use that as a political sort of ploy. It served him no good letting any information come out that wasn't his to control, because he is the master of whispers. So
yeah, I was confusing that's a good point. He wants to control any information. But now that guy, so this is the guy you were right. Sorry, Teresa. You were right. I was thinking of Jasper Ironrod Wild, sir.
I know I was holding my tongue and trying to be like St. Ignatius of Loyola tells us to be.
No, respect. I respect that. Thank you very much. Yeah, Sir Rickard Thorne was this Vincent Regan, and that's the only person I could think of. But he doesn't look that old. But going back to what you said, Grant, the idea that he doesn't want anybody else giving information to the king, like it's his thing. It could be that. Do you think he had any, like, after he said, the whole, like, this guy knows a page who knows a person that had a cousin, blah, blah, blah. Do you think that's why he was like, or was he like, did he think it wasn't true, or it was just
I
flimsy?
think what it was when he did that, he's just like, I'm not going to fall for your tricks.
Mhm.
He thinks if the information
I
is
see what
true,
you're
which he believes he probably believes at that point it is true.
Mhm.
That's why he's so frantic about getting the king to be up and ready to rule again. Because he knows that Aemon's just going to rush head first into it.
Okay.
So
No,
yeah,
that's smart.
I think what it was, and you can even see when Lara says don't say anything and walks off, the other guy gets the shits about it.
Yeah.
So I think he was trying to set Laris up in some way or another, whether to undermine him or,
that's why I think
to carry
Lars
favor to the
thought.
new king.
I think that's what Lars thought. I think he really was asking his advice. Like, look, this is your wheelhouse. This is, something I heard. Is it worthy of me telling the regent? And Lars might have took it as, is he setting me up? Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, you have a point. Because they look at each other when the dragon's flying over and they're like, oh shit. Like, maybe we should have said something. Well, don't say anything now. Someone had something here. Oh yeah. We were talking about that too. Who do we lose again?
Yeah, she sucks as a queen.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. Like, she should have presented him to the council personally, I think.
Yeah. I mean, she's like, I want to be queen, I want to rule, but I'm just never going to be present when I'm supposed to be ruling.
Yeah, like the most important stuff. It's so stupid.
And then why don't people take me seriously?
Yeah. Yeah, that whole scene is, it's like she slaps a guy the week before, because he's talking some shit. And then she
he was out of line, but she shouldn't have done that in front of people.
No, not in front of people, because that gives him a reason. You just hit a man. That's his honor. Like, no matter who you are. So you're building
from
him
a woman.
Yeah, from a lady.
And then she's like, why doesn't anyone like me?
Right.
And this only, I might forgive them if they're going to say we were setting up what's going to happen at King's Landing and at Dragonstone at the end.
Well, it makes it look more justified. That's the thing. Now.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you should do that. Right.
So hopefully they'll be able to say that, because rightly the Game of Thrones was like, since when was Dany that shit crazy? And in this case, they can say, hey, remember when she sucked and how she was pissing off all the people in her council and she was absent and all that? It makes perfect sense. Spoiler, what happens that they completely turn on her and hand her over.
It's a callback. At least we have something to look back at. And well, she did this, this, and this. Like Dany, it was like, no, look back. You remember when she killed all those slavers? Yeah, because they killed all the kids. Oh yeah. Remember when you're absolutely
Scott. She forgot about the Iron Fleet, which also she forgot about her own motives at the same time. They've set that up. That's why the bells triggered up.
Yeah.
Or she was a little bit. She was a little bit cold and a little bit in shock when her brother was killed like that, and she said, "Oh, I guess he wasn't there." Oh, that's totally Space Mittler, right?
That's it. That's it. And don't forget, her nephew didn't want to bang her, so that probably. And she's a woman, so you never know what they're thinking.
Well, he was Jon Snow. He was kind of hot, but
yeah, McQueen.
He was hot. Did I say Fred? I don't know. We're all gender mixed up because. Well, are we going to watch the preview? So I don't want to get ahead of that. But can we give a shout out to Aegon? Oh my gosh, Aegon the Elder.
Yes.
Damn. are they killing it with him and the writing? Like I said, him and Laris, boom. Oh,
Right. That was an awesome scene.
Awesome. Oh, I can see him. I cannot wait. And I swear I will commit mass insane medievalism. I can't say the word on YouTube if they don't give him that line right before Rhaenyra goes somewhere.
Yeah. No, they have
No, Allison gets that line.
Yeah,
Oh, I
she
swear.
gets the awesome
I swear.
line.
Don't even joke. Don't even joke.
No, I'm not joking. That's what's going to happen. Allison's going to get that line.
Let's go to you. Let's go to you, Grant. What are the and if guys were Grant, these are only speculations, but Grant's
these are only
person has been on point for quite a few. What do you know about the last episode, Grant?
Well, from what they say, this last episode is basically pure build up. There isn't a lot that's going to happen. Pieces are going to be moved. The greybeards are going to cross the twins. You're only going to see them for a little bit, but basically the end shot is Tessarion coming with Daron. That's how they're going. That's the big thing.
So that's going to be like the last picture of Daron.
The last thing. Yeah,
I can see that.
Which apparently makes it an even battle somehow.
How does that work?
I don't know. So
that doesn't.
But
make sense.
there is
Dragon.
Yeah, that would mean that Ulf, because even if Ulf and Hugh switched super early for no reason, that still wouldn't. Then the Greens would have more power.
Yeah. But it emboldens Aemon because he's now talking with his sister and trying to use her visions as battle plans.
Ah.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, in the previews, they did have Aemon going to Helena saying, "Hey, I need you to get on Dreamfire and come to battle with me," and they don't show what her response to that is.
Yeah, why don't we?
Maybe she starts talking about her dreams, and that leads to him listening to what she's seeing.
Man.
So the only thing that my guy got wrong was he said that Aemon executed the Kingsguard guys.
I thought he was going to, so it was close. What is she playing with?
They went to the blacks, yeah.
So funny.
Well, yeah, no, a lot of that I actually was seeing online. There was some stuff, but as far as the date, you're the first one I've heard about the Daron, and if you're right, you are going to be or your source is right, you're going to be a friggin' hero, Grant. Because but on the other hand, that's a shitty way to end the season.
Yep.
Because I was thinking about that, Teresa, though, because I was just like, okay, yeah, you had like with episode 9 in season 1 to where Lucerys dies, and then in this season you have with them claiming Silverwing and Vermithor. So and season 1 finale you have like Rhaenyra and her face, which I still don't like that scene, but apparently people like it. But I mean, I was thinking to myself, like, what are they going to do? Like, what is going to be something that they'll turn to see? And what I mean by that, I don't remember what episode it was in season 3 of Game of Thrones, but you don't see Daenerys at all. And it's when she claims the Unsullied. It's like, it's that last, because that screen time in that episode she was in was, I want to say maybe less than 5 minutes.
It was the very last scene in the show, that episode. So yeah, you're right.
And
it was
so
awesome.
I wanted
your shot.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to maybe see something like that, to where, because they keep mentioning Daron. So
it would be that makes sense.
I mean, it would just be. I thought it would. I just want to know, who is this fucking kid that they have cast as this person?
Yeah, because there's a lot riding on that kid.
I want to see who it is.
He better be good looking. The Road to Wisdom for $2. Thank you, my friend. So he says, this episode was fire. I wanted Aegon to get it. Can you elaborate on the Aegon one? Because I too was like, Aegon, like just him like getting up and like them forcing him to like rehabilitate the pain. Like you felt that kid's pain. Like he's a good actor, that guy. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could tell how terribly painful it was just to get back into bed. I'd like to see them, because I don't think, do you guys think like the book kind of means nothing? I feel like it's now just a guideline, like a little bit of an
It's
outline
not even a
for what,
guideline.
yeah, maybe an outline. Like, oh, they did this. Why don't we try this instead? So I don't know if anything we know from the books now after season 2 will be what happens on this show, which is all right because it's the show, whatever. But
I just wanted to respond a little bit to what Christy was saying, that I guess my point is that is the most anticlimactic thing I can think of out of everything that's happened all season. The last shot being who? Darren? We never even heard of him before. Darren has a dragon. So
Yes, you remember your son, Daeron Targaryen.
Well, yeah, well, exactly. It's kind of been a little bit stupid. It's almost like they're talking to the audience there. But I'm just saying that's just a really stupid last shot. I mean, there's several last shots they could have, but that will be completely lame in my humble opinion.
yeah, real quick, Road to Wisdom and Aemon. He's ready for Aemon to get it, like die. So respect on that one. It's if they follow the book, man, it's going to be a great, if he does die. I'm not saying he does, but he has some great battles still to come. So keep an eye on that.
Oh
yeah. Also, I think what the show's done that I don't think we can like praise it enough for. It's taken two kings that were absolutely terrible in the books that had no relation, and the whether the actors have elevated them or the script, like Viserys and Aegon are two of my favorite characters, and I never thought, being a book reader, I would ever say that.
Right?
Yeah, like no, it's great because in the book I hated Aegon so much. Like there was so much visceral to it, and even going into the first season, the kid played it good. I hated him still, but now this season I'm just like, you just wanted your son to ride Kylan like a little horsey. That's all you wanted.
Like you said, I think it goes back to the actors or the actors who were cast to play them, because if you look at the inside the episode, you see, because Patty, they just call him Patty. That's what I call him too. He came back, and with the scene for him to do it in old Viserys, that was his idea. And then Tom Gillen Carey, I forget, I don't know his name, full name, who plays Aegon. It's just they're fucking wonderful. I Grant, what you just said, I can't say it enough about those two guys and how they play these characters, because those kings are fucking awful.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they're building up to what they're building up to, I think that this is a very great multi-layered villain, because we still know that he is a terrible person, but we see him going through this and what it's going to lead up to. And I don't know if this has been mentioned before, but the way Larys was just so gung-ho, like, come on, Aegon, we got to do this. We got to do this. If he is some sort of seer, or if his sister Alice is giving him visions, does he know what's about to happen? And they got to get ready for when it's going to happen. But I really think that he can steal the entire series by being the coolest villain ever, which is what worries me, that they may be seeing, like they saw with Matt Smith. Oh, he's too popular as an anti-hero. People are talking about Daemon too much, so we need to cuck him. I hope they don't cuck Aegon into season 3. Felt like.
Oh my God, that'd be terrible. Well, Christy.
Well, damn it.
Another 5 members. Thank you so much, Christy, Grant, Tina.
You're welcome.
You
got to pay those bills somehow.
Oh God, you know it. So new members, Zombie Box Reviews. Zax is a new member. Zax used to be a member, but he's not. I guess he's new now. I don't know how to say that. Benjen Zexter. I'm gonna go with it. Persephone?
Persephone.
Oh shit, Persephone. Wow.
No, that's
You're
not.
welcome.
Is that Persephone?
Yeah, it's like.
Did you just say Persephone?
I said Parisphone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Amy is now also.
Had me double thinking to myself. I was like, did I say it right?
Yeah, I screwed that all up. And we are being Zombie Box is here. He is a huge YouTuber, everyone. So yeah, keep an eye on him.
What's his sub count now?
Probably more than mine. So yeah, what is your sub count now, buddy? Throw it out
can't
there.
look him up when I Google, but I'm sub to you, so I don't know why it's not.
I'm sub to him too, and I can't find him.
You know, YouTube has unsubbed me to some people, so some people had to resub to me today. So please, check.
Yeah, guys, make sure you check that. And I know my my notifications aren't going out to everyone, so if you know somebody who usually watches this isn't here, make sure you share it with them, because I know there's a couple that message me on X like, dude, I missed your show again. What's going on? Yeah, that's YouTube for you. Almost 11.1. You deserve it, dude. You freaking deserve it. Yeah,
that's
Grant,
like in a year, isn't it? Well done. Oh, shut
yeah,
up.
No.
Oh, wait, now I'm going
great.
to hell. Damn it. Quit making me sin.
It's all right.
Well, shut up. It's
right.
not too bad, I guess.
Don't worry. Just do shorts.
Is that a sin?
I'm going to start doing House of the Dragons shorts.
I'm so sorry. I just like Grant just does the, like, what is it? 506K. Yeah. And just doesn't say anything. And that's good.
That's a Grant move.
But you're still unmonetized, right? They demonetized you, didn't they?
No, I'm monetized.
Oh, I thought you lost your monetization.
No, I had to redo. You know what it was? It was my interviews after everything.
Really?
I finally got rid of my interview with Gary, and then the moment that I did, it says you're eligible for monetization.
You're joking.
Wow. I would tell him if he was on the show.
Wow.
Let's see.
Well,
I am going.
I stand corrected then, Gregory. Well done. You're maybe making money. I don't know how it works, but I was sitting here thinking, I can't believe YouTube has screwed you this long, but I guess they haven't.
Well, I still haven't technically been paid because I've got to send out a little code to my address that I've got to put in like 3 bloody digits.
Mm-hmm.
And they apparently sent it out 2 months ago, but it can take up to 4 months.
That's great. Wow. Will you get your silver play button or
no? They've flat out said I'm never getting my silver play button.
That's messed up.
Why
not? Not even 100K one?
No.
Because
I have an affiliation with a cancelled channel, and they don't tell me what channel it is. It's up to me to figure it out.
That's really fucking stupid.
Apparently, it's quite a common thing.
That is messed up, dude. Don't worry, it's probably.
Who needs a button? Fuck the button.
Yeah.
I would. But
I mean, I'll take it.
I guess
I would like one.
Genie Mac.
Well, you want the button, or do you want him to fuck the button?
I want.
No. I was just thinking. I was worried about saying "shut up," and then I said "fuck." So it's like, God.
And then you just said it again.
No, there you go. Well, let me this way. I quit drinking. Okay, so I have to have at least one vice. Oh, sorry, that was mean. All right, never mind. Go on before this turns into a meeting.
I love it.
All right.
Yeah, right. Hi, my name is Scott. Here we go with the trailer to episode 8, the season finale.
The dragons dance.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Kristen Cole.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, Kristen Cole. Holy shit.
Kristen living in a tent for the whole season.
I just realized he wasn't in the last episode. Why am I just realizing that?
Same here. Probably because he sucks.
We haven't had fighting in like 3 episodes.
Yeah. But he is probably marching on Harrenhal like he was told to. So
or still cleaning his sword.
Here's the old Whitebeards. We got the Stark Whitebeards. In contrast, we have the Lannisters and their golden tooth allies.
And their stupid fucking lion cages.
So I'm going to tell everybody now. They might strike me for this. So if you're watching this after the fact and this part is muted or sectioned out, just you'll know why. All right, here we go. Because I'm going to just play it and then we'll go back.
It's like 2 or 3 frames a second, if that.
Is it for everybody?
Yeah, but the audio is coming across really well.
Yeah,
that's so weird. Fine. It's so smooth on my side. All right. Okay, a lot happened there.
Ooh. You know what? Now I think I know. We don't have to have anybody dying in battle for Rhaenyra to have a loss, because we have now those ships coming from the Triarchy, and she has 2 of her children on a ship.
Oh well.
So disaster could happen there. Possibly.
Yes, we'll say that.
My theory is that they're going to have. That's when Rhaena is going to display that she has claimed Sheep Stealer and play the role of Aegon in that moment.
Can I vent or stitch or whatever it is real quick?
Whatever.
The triarchy thing with Aegon, little Aegon and Viserys. These children are toddlers.
Yes.
They are not toddlers in the books. They're only a little bit older. Yes, that is true.
Right.
But these children are Okay. Stitch done. Just
and let's not forget.
And I think everything.
And they ride dragons.
This
That's the
big.
thing.
The dragon's this big. Like it literally is the size of a cat.
So everything that I know, I don't know what to expect from this show now. And
I think Rhaena's going to witness what happens in the waters, and it would be interesting because if you notice, she wasn't seated at the table with the rest of the dragon riders.
Right.
So it's possible she might see something horrible happen. And the way they describe the dragon afterwards is it barely makes it back to Dragonstone. It's got a bolt through its neck. It's got broken arrows all over its stomach. So what if that's what happens to Sheep Stealer?
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. They're going to do.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead, Teresa.
Oh, I was going to say that's what I just was saying is that they're going to give Rhaena's role to that instead of Aegon being the one to do that. They're going to have Rhaena be the one to limp back.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Man. So just for Zombie Box, real quick, he's going to be doing for over 10K celebration. It's most likely going to be in mid to late August. So yeah, I'll definitely jump on, man. Congratulations again, you jerk.
Yes, we'll all invite ourselves onto the channel to celebrate.
Yeah. So who are these two dragons? Because that's Daemon in the foreground, but on the left almost looks like Vhagar. It's hard to tell. I don't know.
Could it be Vhagar and Dreamfire? I mean,
Dreamfire
would be so much smaller though.
Yeah.
Quick question. Does Daemon know about the new dragon riders? Technically, he does not know.
No.
And I wonder, my question is if they're even going to fucking address it next episode.
No. They'll probably show up and he'll just be like, they're on my team.
The only way it'll be addressed is if Daemon attacks them and then gets belittled by someone else. Because you've got to have Daemon being subservient to someone each episode.
Right.
But they did say in the previews that Rhaenyra faltered. What did she do now?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That was one of the lines in the trailer.
That's true. That is true.
She probably said for the 10th time, I don't want any bloodshed.
No bloodshed. That's supposed to be the Isle Faces?
That is not what kind of queen I want. My father had
those are all weirwood trees. They pointed that out in one of the trailer
if it's the Isle of Faces, that could be Adam. Because
because Adam does go there. Which I've been saying for like the last 3 years. No one's been there for like 100 years, 1,000 years. Well, it is only actually before Holland Reed. It was at least 70 years or so. So I kind of am right. What were you saying?
Yeah, you were just rounding it up a millennia. That's all.
I was just gonna make a smart ass comment, but then I got a text message from my mom, and now I don't remember what the smart ass comment was gonna be.
Damn.
Oh, well,
so we got Daemon flying over the Tullys. So there is going to be a battle in the Riverlands, people.
Are they going to have time?
But I mean, as I said, from what I was told, they're just setting everything up, and it's just about to kick off, and then the end of the season happens.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me,
dude! I can't believe that. That would be so stupid.
Well, I can actually. It's like Mad said. We've been waiting the whole season for something to really, really happen, and they'll be like next time.
So. Is that King's Landing? Because what is that humongous? That's not supposed to be like the Dragon Pit, is it? Or the Sept? That's massive.
That does seem massive. I mean, because I could see that's the Red Keep off in the corner, just to the left of it, or just to the right. Sorry, of that large building.
Dragon Pit's nowhere near that big.
No.
Yeah, perspective is off.
Yeah.
That's weird. Allison attacking her favorite, telling him he just brings, death pretty much. What
you suck.
But you reign ruin and death.
Ruin and death.
Yeah.
Like, He's actually the most competent ruler they've had in a while.
What's her name's in the background there?
Yeah,
Helena.
yeah, Helena was in that scene, and what's weird is like, what did he do at this point?
And why is she like
Unless-
looking at her hand? Did he hurt her? Is he trying to
unless
force
he's
her to marry him?
Or maybe she's doing a prophecy thing. You know how sometimes she'll be looking at a
Yeah.
spider or something?
Yeah. That's
This
true.
would go
yeah.
along with the whole
The
her
cricket's not
using it
singing.
to be like a Ouija board or something for.
Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah,
we
that's
see-
the scene there. It says, well, the line was speaking to Damon, while you have mustered an army, comma, the next line is Rhaenyra
All right, here we go.
has
I've
faltered.
mustered an army. Rhaenyra has faltered.
What did she do? She
Who
got
the hell is telling him that?
three, at least 4, if not 3 more dragon riders. So how did she falter?
Well, it could be someone who's out of the loop and doesn't know.
Is it the dude? Remember that Rhaenyra sent the dude to go
Yes.
to Damon?
Yeah,
and
one of
taking him the
her-
whole season to get there.
Which would make sense.
And so,
like,
yeah, when he was last there, Rhaenyra wasn't even present,
around.
gone for
Yeah.
2 weeks, and then she said, "Send Damon a letter."
Yeah. Pretender Rise. So this is in.
I'd
King's
very much
Landing.
like to pick up where we left off. The last thing that they did was he tried to strangle her.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Well, oh, yeah. Did he try it again? No, I think he just threatened her. Well, what a husband,
Yeah, I mean, aren't you supposed to do that? I thought so.
Oh,
So we didn't hear her response to that. And then we see that's what, Vagar? No. Yeah? No.
I don't know. They all look.
No,
It's
that
hard to
doesn't
tell
look like
that close.
Vagar.
Yeah. And is that King's Landing burning? I can't tell anymore because
No.
oh yeah, there's that. That's not the Red Keep right here. That's how it looks in every painting.
Too small though,
Right.
isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
you have that large building in the back. That's not as big as the last time because it would make sense that he goes after Damon. That while he's out, they attack King's Landing. But I don't know.
Then everything is.
Is
so out
that
of
King's?
order
I thought that was
then.
when I first saw it.
Yeah.
When it first flashed across the screen, I thought that was Dragonstone.
No, maybe
I don't think it's big enough.
no. And for
I don't know.
well, Dragonstone, it's not right. Well, it is, isn't it?
Is it Red Fork? I don't remember off the top of my head because
Me
the
neither.
battles.
Hell,
are
for all
so
we
out of
know, it could be
order.
Castaway
Yes, but-
Rock.
Yeah, right. Castaway Rock. That's
It
like at
doesn't.
sea
I, know,
level.
I say that as a smartass people that are listening to
Uh-oh.
this. I clearly know it's not supposed to be, but honestly, with this show, you never know.
Yeah. Oh man, sporking eye patch is coming. I like that idea.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you don't know. And then we get some flashes here. We have.
Armies marching.
I'm guessing that's the twins.
It looks like twins.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, it is.
and-
And the
Yeah.
Craig and Stark's people.
Yeah, walking across.
For every one of
What
us.
is that?
Is that a dragon face?
No, that I don't know what that is. That's weird. But you got Adam right after that. Maybe it was Adam. Oh, maybe it was shoulder. I don't freaking know. You got Adam, and then you have these ships coming, and that's the most
The
likely.
Gullet.
I've just had a theory about something. We got spoiler banner up. How Rhaenyra ends up turning on the dragon seeds and
Mhm.
everything. Is Jace alive during that time?
No,
I don't think so.
No, I don't think. No,
He
he's
dies
already-
at Gullet.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I was
Which
thinking
won't happen.
if
Is Joffrey alive during that?
yes,
Yes.
yes, because Joffrey, it's during the whole shepherd thing when he tries to fly.
Gotcha.
up on the
Okay, I
dragon.
remember.
Right.
Yeah. Well, what I'm
Um,
saying is maybe they're going to keep him around just so he's the one that does that, so it makes Rhaenyra look better because they've got a habit of doing that.
Well, and
Taking away
Joffrey's
the
going to be
bad
too
stuff.
young.
Well,
Right.
yeah, I know
Since-
Joffrey's gonna. That's the thing. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Maybe he'll
Yeah,
get
so you might be
Soros.
right there. You're right.
Is this
That's
the
Shirako
trans actor you guys were
Lahar.
talking about?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Sharko Lahar. It's supposed to be a dude, and he doesn't
This is
wrestle in mud.
This is the woman playing a dude, playing a woman, playing a dude covered in mud.
Playing a guy, playing a dude, playing a
Blew
man.
my head up right there. I
Yeah.
have no clue. Where is she? She was.
I got blocked over that for crying out loud by
What,
one of the big
speaking your mind?
accounts. Well, because I called Sharako Lahar a guy, and then the person blocked me, and then remember I learned later that the person playing him is trans woman. Because I thought I had properly gendered her, so you can't win.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you can.
There
never
were
win.
a lot of people defending the whole Rhaenyra and Massaria thing and going like super crazy. And it's like, you know what? We're not complaining that they had a moment. We're complaining that they had a moment at an inappropriate
A
time.
really weird moment. Yeah. Like I don't care if they
Literally
my favorite take
came
was
out
we
of
finally have.
nowhere.
say that again, Grant.
My favorite thing was we finally have a gay character in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh shit.
First of all, there was Leonor for crying out
So
loud.
it was. That's what I was about to say.
So she's
Yeah.
running from something. And then we
Or
have
to something.
Yeah, to something maybe. We have Damon.
Oh, was that Damon? I thought that was.
No, that's
Damon.
Damon.
I guess that
Yeah.
is Damon.
Yeah,
Looked
all
like
the
cornrows.
river
They
lords.
look like cornrows for a second.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
the sword. It's the easiest way.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
And that's
good
a
call.
Heron.
Who has this sigil? It's a weirwood tree. Oh, maybe the Blackwoods with something, maybe crows above it. I can't tell really. That's weird.
No mercy.
And then
Cobra
what's
Kai.
this all about? Pulling his sword on Cole.
Oh, and I think
Oh.
that's that looks. Yeah, that's Gawain.
Yeah,
Oh,
Gwen.
for crying out loud.
You want to bang my sister?
I'm
already
wondering
did.
I'm wondering if Wayne gets all pissed off because after Kristen Cole does that whole "we're all gonna die" speech, like great way to rile everybody up for battle. We're all gonna
Yeah, but you
die.
pull
We're
a
just
sword on the guy?
ashes and
You pull a sword on him? I don't know. That looks like something major might have happened to
Well, you
have
got to
him pull a
stand.
sword.
He's a highborn, and Christian Cole's a lowborn, so he's still got
Right.
that.
Right.
bless you.
And then we have this is Rhaenyra watching fire. Okay. Not bad. All right. Well, I think that'll do it. What are our last remarks, guys? Anything you want to talk about before we call it a day?
Something
I
better happen.
No.
No, no, something better happened other than preparing for battle. I'm with you on
Exactly.
that. I'm with you on
This
that.
Gosh, now it's in my head. It's like Spaceballs. Just do it. Why are we always preparing?
Yeah, right. He went from suck to blow. Yeah, all right. So thank you guys for being here tonight. Please make sure you subscribe to everyone on the panel, including me. Teresa, you have anything you'd like to share?
The story of my life. But besides that, I do have some videos coming up, but I had to change the date of when they were released because of the nothing that happened. I thought that they were going to move forward with more things on Sunday night's episode. So if you like to see stuff in the book and how it is presented in the book with all the different interpretations and all the different meisters, etc., I have a whole series going on my channel. And maybe, I guess, Dragon Seeds is the most relevant one if you want to know all about the Dragon Seeds and Nettles. So give me a like, share, and subscribe. I'm at 1,122 subs. So let's keep this party moving. And I'm going to be continuing with my midweek musings. I don't know what I'm going to muse about, but maybe something will happen that'll really tick me off because I've been getting my rage out in that way. So it's always great to see everyone.
Nice. Thank you so much.
I enjoyed your stream this morning too.
Aw, well, thank you.
You're a sweetheart. Christy, thank you for being here.
As always.
You have any of your, great streams, Walmart coming up? Anything?
Hell no.
All right. Bad Takes Bojan, how about you?
Well, it's slowly approaching the 1-year anniversary of my first video, so it might be time for a second one. So,
Nice.
throw out some ideas, folks.
Yeah, that would be great. You defending everything that we hate on that happened. And I'm going to tell you again, I don't know where you saw Lisa got us a gift from my great friend Mr. Grant Gregory, but it only shows on Stream Elements 4 people from him. The Cheese Factory, Subhuman, One Man Show, and Slender Dad. So
And
it
it's
said
so
I
weird because
gained.
if you look in the YouTube chat, though,
It'll say it in the YouTube. Okay, so
yeah,
that's weird.
very weird.
Well, I hope she did get it because that's 15 new subscribers. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Grant, and thank you.
We're gonna get some emojis.
Christy. Yeah, someone's working on those emojis. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah.
Remember? Hey, dude, I was supposed to send you a freaking figurine like 3 years ago, so don't worry about it. Grant, how about you, sir? With your 506,000.
There's nothing much going on. I'll be doing a few streams on my one where I'll be teaching people the ins and outs of different AI and taking the stigma out of it. Coming
cool.
up, hopefully this week, I had to do a bit of a reschedule. I'll have Memology 101 on, and I'll be showing him a few things.
That's cool, man. Maybe I'll have to do one with you. And if you can,
you let me know what you want to learn in the world of AI, and I'll show you.
How to make a intro with AI. And
done. We'll do that one then.
All right, cool. Any chance we can get an updated intro? We'll talk about that later, though, for the final episode. And yes, there will be no guest, most likely, for the final episode because that's how things go. Maybe we could talk one person that was in the
definitely chat. Next season, 100%.
Yeah, 100%, 100% if he responds ever again. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I had a ball. Every Monday night's good. This Thursday, we will have our anime show, the Biggles Anime Spork, every other week. And I'm starting to think I might do like a solo conspiracy one every other Thursday if I can swing it. But this week is an anime show. So make sure you guys come check us out. Same time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, where Biggles, Metz, myself, and Grant talk anime. And sometimes Demogeny and Fatal J will show up for that. Other than that, guys, this is Zachrat 315. How you doing, man? Other than that, guys, please make sure you hit the like button, share this out. Let's help the channel and my panelists grow. Thank you, everybody, and have a great evening. I'm trying to find something fun to end it with.
Smell you later.
Laters.
Where's the best place for content on the world of Ice and Fire?
Right over there. See where I am pointing with my dagger? I just found
Sporking News Podcast with me, Sporking. Make sure you like and subscribe.